So friends, in previous session, we discussed how to provide the details of the internal heat gains for a particular zone. We defined that how much is the LPD for that zone. We also defined the number of occupants in that zone, their activity level, the miscellaneous load, and all that. Now in this session, we are going to define the operating schedule of the building. This is known as scheduling. So first thing is, if you have a building, its schedule is to be defined. So building is operating throughout 365 days, or it is an office building, it is operating maybe 5 days in a week or a 6 days in a week. If it is a data center, it may be operating 24/7. If it is a school, it is operating on weekdays, and on weekends it has holidays, and in summer it has long holidays, maybe for a month. So it is important to define the operating schedule of the building. It may be possible that in building some 10 tenants are there and few tenants are using that area for whole weekdays, and few areas are used only during weekends. So it is important first to define a zone and then define the operating schedule of that zone. That will also take care of the equipments which are operational in that area. So if it is a conditioned area, automatically the software will take care of the cooling requirement in that zone. So welcome to this session. We will again move forward by considering the same zone where we define the equipments, and now we will define the daily operation hours. Once you put the daily operational hours and the number of occupancy or activity level of that area, then it can also create very nice graph also. So the daily schedule, the weekly schedule, whether the zone or the area is being operated 5 days a week or 6 days a week or all the 7 days a week, 8 hours per week or 10 hours or 12 hours or 24 hours a week. So those things are defined as part of weekly operating hours after daily. Then you have to also provide the monthly and annual data for the operation of the building. Once you define this, you have provided the software about how is the different zones, what are the equipments, how much are the internal heat gains, and what are the operating schedules of that. Once you put the schedule, you are good to go for the simulation part. I am sure step by step we will conduct now in our software that how do we define these schedules.
Begin by selecting Vista Pro and then click the Edit Profile tool from the toolbar above, as demonstrated in the video. A dialog box will appear. From this box, focusing on refining our profiles in setting for a comprehensive solution. You might be wondering how these profiles relate to broader strategies. This is where strategic profiling enters the scene in the software. It is the cornerstone for designing energy-efficient systems, empowering us to optimize our HVMH-based configurations and align specific patterns. For instance, by creating a kitchen profile, we are crafting settings that are tailored to the demands of a culinary workspace. This granular control allows us to better manage heating, cooling, and ventilation when and where it is needed most. So now navigate to daily profiles. Click on Add New Profile to open another dialog box presenting a framework for a daily profile. Since we're modifying the kitchen's profile, change the profile name from Daily Profiles to Kitchen Daily Profile. Next, locate the plus symbol at the bottom corner and click it to add time slots to our daily profile. To enhance precision, let's add specific time slots to our daily profile. Simultaneously, you will notice the graph shown in the corner according to the response to these time adjustments we have made in the kitchen profile. Now click on the categories. This step is vital for tailoring the automation system to meet the specific needs and preferences of your home. By categorizing different aspects of your home environment, you enable the system to intelligently respond to various scenarios and ensure optimal comfort, energy efficiency, and convenience. In our case, we've selected cooling. lighting, heating cell, occupancy, ventilation, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning equipment. After adjusting and selecting all these categories, click OK to save the changes we made in our daily profile. Now in the project profile dialog box, observe the successful addition of our daily kitchen profile. Moving on to the pattern option above. Now switch over to the weekly profile, just as we did when creating the daily profile. Let's develop a version that spans the entire week for the kitchen. The introduction of the weekly profile stands as a strategic step forward, mirroring the effectiveness we achieved with the daily profile, but on a larger, more encompassing scale. Following the same steps with minor adjustments, incorporate the previously established kitchen daily profile into this broader weekly profile. The daily profile successfully streamlined day-to-day activities. The weekly profile aims to holistically manage the broader scope of the entire week, taking into consideration the distinct dynamics that emerge over the span of 7 days. It's important to note that Saturdays, Sundays, and holidays will be excluded from this schedule. This is due to the fact that the kitchen in this office remains closed on weekends and holidays. This arises from the inherent understanding that the office kitchen experiences a shift in demand and usage during weekends and holidays. By acknowledging this shift and excluding these days from the profile, we align the kitchen's availability with the patterns of office activity, optimizing resources without compromising on functionality. Having articulated the significance and rationale underlying the weekly profile, we can now proceed with confidence in finalizing these adjustments and ensuring that the system operates seamlessly in tandem with the evolving demands of the workplace. It's crucial to follow through with the final step, saving the changes. By ensuring that these alterations are securely stored within the system, you establish a solid foundation for the synchronized functioning of the weekly profile, poised to enhance the efficiency and effectiveness of the office kitchen's operations over the course of the upcoming week and beyond. Click OK to save the changes we made in our weekly profile. Now, in the project profile dialog box, observe the successful addition of our weekly kitchen profile. Now, let's move on to the next phase of the configuration process. Locate the annual profile option within the same pattern category. To align it with the kitchen's purpose, rename it to Kitchen Annual Profile. Inclusion of the Kitchen Weekly Profile is the next step here. Once you added the kitchen weekly profile and made any required adjustments, make sure to save these changes. This action effectively incorporates the weekly profile into the overarching project profile, solidifying the comprehensive approach to kitchen management. Also, given the extended time frame of an annual profile, set the conclusion date to December 31. Ensure your progress is safeguarded by saving all these adjustments before closing the tab. Returning to the software interface, let's continue refining the configuration. Begin by clicking on the aperture, then proceed to access the building template manager through the toolbar located above. This action will initiate the opening of a dialog box presenting various configuration options. Navigate within the dialog box to find and select the kitchen category. Within this section, direct your attention to space conditioning. This is where the transformation unfolds. In this zone, the transformative process takes root and begins to flourish. Replace the current designation of office profile with the newly designated and tailored kitchen weekly profile. For more guidance on this step, refer to the video demonstration that accompanies these instructions. Moving forward, progress to the internal gain section. Within this category, locate the add option associated with fluorescent lighting. By clicking on this option, you gain access to make adjustments. Yeah. The goal is to shift the existing variation profile currently set to office to align it with the kitchen weekly profile that you've established. Confirm this adjustment by selecting OK. Lastly, direct your attention to the air exchange section. Within this domain, access the edit option once again. Your objective here is to fine-tune the variation profile parameters so that they align seamlessly with the characteristics of the kitchen weekly profile you've crafted. Once these adjustments are in place, confirm the changes by clicking OK. As you navigated through these configurations and adjustments, it's imperative to ensure the preservation of your progress. Save all modifications you've made to the settings to solidify the changes you implemented. Conclude this phase of the process by confirming your selections and actions.
So this way, we are able to define the operating schedule of the building. We have learned how to draw a graph of a daily load profile of a particular zone, a daily load profile for a particular equipment. We have also learned how to assign the weekly operating hours and monthly and annual operating hours. Thank you very much. We look forward for the next session with you.